Hello, good morning. You're welcome to GHToday News. My name is Sewa Ami here. Coming up now are the headlines. Freedom of religion. We bring you a special report on the practice of Rastafarianism, which is gaining roots in the Ashanti region. Lost but found after 3 years, 12-year-old Sandro Drew reunites with her father after her teacher miraculously found her on GH1 TV. Also coming up, residents of Lagu, a community in the Upper West region, urgently in need of serums as they continue to lose lives from snake bites. Don't forget, we're live on DSTV channel 361, Go TV 176, and we're streaming live on Facebook as well. And to a very first story, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has stated that decriminalizing homosexuality in Ghana is not an urgent concern to Ghanaians at the moment, but it is bound to happen if there's an overwhelming demand for change in the country's laws. The president was answering a series of questions in an interview with Al Jazeera on why Ghana's laws still criminalize homosexuality. According to the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, a strong movement demanding a change in Ghana's position might lead to a change in the country's laws.
You said a little earlier on about freedom of expression. So I want to ask you about what is happening in your country and homosexuality, for example, which I believe is illegal and it's punishable. I mean, why is homosexuality still illegal in your country?
These the social, cultural issues, if you like. I don't believe that in Ghana so far a sufficiently strong coalition has emerged, which is having that impact on public opinion that will say, change it. Let's then have a new paradigm in Ghana.
Is that something you would get behind?
I think that it is something that is bound to happen. And when that happens...
What's going to provoke it? What's going to make it happen?
Oh, it's the activity, like elsewhere in the world. Like elsewhere in the world, the activities of individuals, of groups. I grew up in England. I went to school as a young boy in England, and I grew up at a time in England when homosexuality was banned there. It was illegal, and I lived the period when British politicians thought it was anathema even to think about changing the law, and then suddenly the activities of individuals, of groups, a certain awareness, a certain development grew and grew and grew stronger, and it forced a change in law. I believe that those are the same processes that will bring about changes in our situation. At the moment, I don't see that in Ghana there is that strong current of opinion that is saying this is something that we need to even deal with. It's not so far a matter which is on the agenda.
You might be conversant with the style of worship by the Methodist, Pentecostal, Catholic, Charismatic and other conventional churches. But one church that remains quiet of skirt is the Rastafarian Unification Center. Known for their dreadlocks and Afrocentric beliefs, members of the Rastafarian Unification Center have unique ways of worshipping Jah, whom they believe is the God who resides in all. In the following report, we take a look at the foundation of the Rastafarian Unification Center in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi.
This is the solemn service of the foundation of Rastafari Unification Center, where about 20 men and a negligible fraction of females gather under some shady trees at the Kumasi Cultural Center. Their hairstyles and depictions of red, yellow, and green as depicted by the Ethiopian flag makes them out even from a distance. Members of this church worship like conventional churches, but with some slight difference and belief. A leader, who is called a teacher, stands before them in a service to share their beliefs, do's and don'ts that could render them unclean. Everyone here is barefooted, and the women congregants who are in their menses are excused from coming for service lest they desecrate their holy land. Their belief in the one God, Jah, who resides in everyone, is basically Afrocentric. The teacher, Nana Entribuesiako Berima Rasbingi, explains the religion, unlike other Christian denominations, has its roots in Africa. He says he cannot bring himself, as an African, to believe another God imported by the white man.
We worship the Most High through our own spectacles. We know, as we black people, should worship our God through our black spectacle. If the white man has seen his God as a white and seen his angel as a white angel, so the black man must come to his senses and know that God, who created the Almighty, who created everything, black man should know that his God is also now seen in the black spectacle.
The Rasta movement also has several denominations, the most prominent among which are the Nyambigi, Bobo Ashanti, Ethiopian Zion Coptic Church, and the 12 tribes of Israel, each of which offers different interpretations of Rasta belief. There are an estimated 700,000 to 1 million Rastas across the world, with the largest population found in Jamaica. But Ras Bingi is worried the Ghanaian society has not come to accept their brethren. He is also angered with the war waged on marijuana, an herb he claims is cardinal to the meditation and inspiration of the Rastafari worship.
We Rastafari brethren know that the herb is medicinal, it heals, and it is for so many good uses. For fabric, for cream, for oil, for healing, and many, many things. So the herb is a spiritual herb that we call the healing of the nation.
Some of the church members spoke to GH1 News about their reason for joining the church.
My faith in Rastafari, I grew up and know that Jah is only one who creates heaven and earth and placed man in it and give his law and commandment to man to observe it, obey and observe it, keep his ways, keep his commandments, observe the Sabbath to keep it holy and tight. Yeah, so I knew and go the Rastafari race the best way for me.
Their ways of worship, appearance, and acceptance of a certain illegal herb may not be conventional, but just as the Catholic, Presbyterian, Methodist, Pentecostal, Anglican, and Charismatic churches professed their faith with some level of national acceptance, perhaps it is about time the country also recognized and gave some prominence to the Rastafari Church in Ghana.
Imagine your 12-year-old daughter gone missing for 3 years without knowing her whereabouts, dead or alive. The anxiety of a father placed under public radar suffered humiliation and name-calling. But Franco Duro found happiness again after GH1 TV's airing of a donation to an orphanage in the central region unearthed his missing daughter. Alice Aite has more in the following report.
For 3 solid years, peace and harmony have eluded Franco Duro and his family because their daughter Sandra Duro was nowhere to be found. Sandra went missing about 3 years ago after she was sent on an errand in the community but never returned. Her father, a carpenter, and his other family members said after several searches and reports to various police stations, they never got a clue to the location of their daughter. After 3 years on tenterhooks, one of Sandra's teachers saw a video of a donation by some beauty queens to an orphanage in the central region called Royal Seed Orphanage on GH1 TV, and that would end the family's grief. Father of the girl and other relatives then followed up to the offices of GH1 TV to inquire more by requesting to see the video that was shown on TV. It was then they got to see their lost child, part of many children paraded in the orphanage as children without parents. An anxious father spent no time of reuniting with the daughter, but alleges that he needed to pay a sum of 150 cedis to an official of the Social Welfare Department to avoid cumbersome process of getting back his lost daughter.
Social welfare for say maybe some say scanner maybe some coaching and to a say so buy that 3 years and I say unko if you no money duane na say one city na de bia ko be dia ben de na so e sa na chene nipa no ko to ade na aba ana wa ya na second so yira ya no so no ya na so afa be bia nya say bia yira ya yi ani ti so abeka mo sana nyame adomotin komo a o de mbaji bia metua nti me man hyedan e no man nyire so e say na me ha me ba.
He tells me he had to go through pain as people suspected he had sold out his daughter for money or for rituals.
Yes, Kisuko Yampon Bakwan, you good animasi. I'm off for be seen with the Banako Drew, a business maton. A business say, just a massive booming massy, police station, not because I did actually catch and maton, Sandantino, you make me to me for you, pa. Now so, now me did saying, I hope on chassis, who are chasing Tino. Now you are me free.
The girl's grandmother is, however, worried about what other missing children and their parents will be going through since, according to her, the police and the orphanage did not do due diligence before admitting the girl into the home. The lost but found daughter confirmed her grandmother's assertions as she narrates how she landed in the Royal Seat Orphanage despite telling the police where she lives.
Police station and I'm beside me. I'm saying to Akape, but I'm a but I'm coming to me back Akape police Akapia station one commit my fee.
She apparently misplaced a 20 Ghana cedis note and feared she would be beaten by her stepmother, and so decided to go to her late mother's parents at Kweu in the eastern region, but got into the wrong vehicle and landed at Kaswa. Although the family would want more investigations to be done to unravel why and how the police did not try searching for the girl's parents after letting them know where she lives, her father is happy to be reuniting with her now 15-year-old daughter who went missing. At the Gbawe Gonse Basic School, where the girl was schooling before she got missing, management are willing and yearning to have her back in class.
So the father came to me and I told him all this, that one of the teachers is saying she has seen the girl on GHTV. So the father took it up from there. We are happy. We are very happy. And we even welcome him back to come and continue with his studies. We are very happy for her. Well, 3 years in the dark is not easy.
All efforts to get the management of the Royal Seat Orphanage and the police to clarify some issues proved futile, but we will stay on to ensure we get to the bottom of the matter to save other families from trauma. For her friends at school, it was all joy seeing their colleague back alive and healthy. Alice Ayite, GH1 News.
And that's definitely some good news. Now, the Institute of Law and Public Affairs has partnered with some government officials and policy makers to bridge the gap between policy conceptualization and implementation of laws in the country. This is towards attempt to urge government to consider and provide a draft bill for amendment of the 1992 Constitution.
It's been 24 years since Ghana adopted the use of the 1992 Constitution to define the legal character of citizen-government relationship. Throughout these years, stakeholders have called for the review of some parts of the Constitution in order to advance the key democratic gains made so far. According to constitutional expert Professor Henry Kwesi Prempeh, an important developmental challenge in Ghana is the sustained debate for the enhancement of democratic growth and constitutional development. He indicated that the quality of governance in Ghana is dwindling, causing a slow performance in democracy.
You can regulate politics by one, giving politicians power, and then also saying you may use the power this way, you may not use it that way, you may not, or you can just give them the power and leave them. And I think between those two options, our constitution tends to take the latter option, which is that it empowers but doesn't constrain very much. And what you don't constrain, then essentially you have left to politics to figure out.
On his part, Executive Secretary of Constitution Review Commission Raymond Atuguba says there must be a binding national development plan to ensure projects are completed irrespective of which party is in power to promote development in the country.
Any system of development that goes through the steps indicated by the National Development Planning Systems Act is fine with me. If the Ghanaian people exercising their rights through that law say that we want free SHS it is. And they indicate where the money is going to come from for it. It's using the mechanism that we have agreed should be used to determine our national development priorities and goals.
You're still watching GH Today News. My name is Sewa Amihe. Now, former President John Dramani Mahama has stated that the move by the Akufo-Addo-led government to solicit for funds from the public to support the funding of the free senior high school policy will not be successful. Addressing NDC supporters during a unity walk held in Takwa in the Western region on Saturday, November 25, President Mahama said the NPP failed to properly consult and extensively explore the means to fund the free SHS policy before implementation. The former president admonished President Akufo-Addo to hold broader consultations on how to properly and sustainably fund to resolve the challenges that has bedeviled the policy. As novel as it is, the establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been met with mixed feelings, from questioning its very legal lessons to predicting its weakness from the presidency, a situation some say will erode the independence of this office could have had. GH1 News' Samuel Lancelot Boateng chronicles events surrounding the passing of the bill into the law in the following report.
Before midnight Tuesday, November 14, 2017, Ghana's Parliament passed the bill on the Office of the Special Prosecutor into an act. The bill that was once fiercely warded off by the minority in Parliament for many reasons is now waiting for the President's assent and possibly gazetted to become a law. The contest of the bill at the time led to its withdrawal, much to the chagrin of the majority. Then there were those critics who feared the bill was a decoy to which hands members of the previous government. Come what may, Ghana joins a league of countries such as the USA that makes use of a vehicle tagged the Special Prosecutor's Office as a means of fighting or checking corruption. What's special about the Special Prosecutor's Office, you ask? Even so, what appears to be the similarities between the roles of the special prosecutors and that of the Attorney General have also become a source of concern. Member of Parliament for Tamale Central Constituency, Alhaji Inusa Hussaini, is one of those who shares that concern.
No, I don't disagree if you were seeking to establish an independent prosecutor's office. Okay, but that's not what we're trying to establish. We're trying to establish a special prosecutor's office. It's not independent, it's special. The special should be read in terms of the category of offences that he wants to, he should be dealing with, and the indemnities granted him, or even immunities, and the powers vested in him. The Attorney General under the Criminal Procedure Act can appoint public prosecutors.
Then there are those who believe the appointment process of the special prosecutor must not be left at the whims of the president. According to the Vice President of Imani Ghana, Kofi Bento, such a process stands a greater chance of compromising the independence of the anti-graft office.
It would have been better if the appointment process was made a bit more transparent. And the suggestions we made were that instead of the president looking through his networks and friends and colleagues and taking, recommendations from people known to him, if this was thrown out and, for instance, it was opened up for people to apply, you will be surprised how many qualified Ghanaians there are, both within this country and outside this country, who will apply and be absolutely better than anybody who is known to the president and his colleagues.
However, Chairman of Parliament's Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Bernard Abdallah Banda, assures of the neutrality of the new office.
To say that it is purposed or intended to witch hunt anybody, I honestly speaking, disagree. Because the law will be there unless it is repealed by the authority that be.
While the conversation appears to swing between the government and the opposition, I asked, could the majority be turning a legal mountain into a molehill? Did lawmaking chamber pass an illegality into a law?
The point, however, has to be made that the nature of the office is such that once that power is given, this law says that you cannot revoke the power, you cannot remove the person from office, and you cannot issue a nolle prosequi, you cannot stop the proceedings in court. So that gives the person that independence. The legal hurdle of where the power comes from has been solved because the Attorney General will be the person who issues this person with the powers to initiate prosecutions. So I can understand if people raise questions about whether it's constitutional or not.
But as for its independence, private legal practitioner Kofi Abuchi hopes government knows better not to manipulate the office. He believes if executed successfully, it will serve as inspiration to other countries to tap experience from.
The appointment discretion to be exercised by the president is exercised in the best interest of our country. Because, mind you, we are trying to resolve a difficulty. We are trying to resolve a problem. And my expectation is that the president will have that at the back of his mind in making a decision on whoever is appointed. Because ultimately, if we're trying to solve a problem by creating an institution that is better empowered and better competent in handling the responsibilities of the office that is entrusted in the new position, then one would expect that the president will make that judgment.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor will have the mandate to investigate and prosecute cases of alleged corruption under the Public Procurement Act 203, Act 63, and other corruption-related offenses implicating public officers, political office holders, and their accomplices in the public sector. Question is the establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor a real deal of fighting corruption, or just fulfilling a campaign promise by the ruling government, the New Patriotic Party? And who do you think will be your first special prosecutor in Ghana? Here is what the people think.
It's a good idea. It's a good novelty that the president has brought. And I think we need to have somebody who will cut across the political divide. We don't want a partisan person, because the person must live above reproach. He must be seen to be fair, honest, sincere, and balanced, such that people will not have any misgivings about his conduct or his operations.
It's a good sign that we should have an office like that, but it depends on the caliber of people who are going to be appointed into that position.
So it should be a neutral person.
I think it should be an individual person who is not part of the other NDC or NPP. So because the moment they bring other NPP or NDC person there, it should be a conflict of interest, and that one, it will bring a lot of issues.
Okay. I don't have anybody in mind per se, but then I think it should be somebody who is not politically inclined to party A or party B. You understand? And it should be somebody who has Ghana at heart.
Let's now turn our attention to the Upper West region. There is a surge of snake bites in Laugu, a community in the Upper West region. According to residents, at least 15 people are bitten by snakes every month, and this is resulting to loss of lives because there are no drugs to treat affected persons. Health official of the Laugu Health Center, Samuel Yando, tells GH1 News serums are urgently needed to treat cases of snake bites in the community.
As a result of the shortage, we refer them to one regional hospital. But due to distance and other factors, some of them don't go. We ended up losing one man from Wawa last month because he came here, we saw him, it was a snake bite, but we didn't have the vaccine. We referred him and he couldn't go, and he passed on in the next 3 days. It's actually a challenge. For about 5 months now, we haven't had it from central medical stores, and it is also very expensive in the open market. The least we can get it in the open market now is 400 cedis, and what it means is we have to buy it ourselves and keep. And here is the case, we don't also have any money anywhere to buy it at that exorbitant price. It's really a challenge for the health facility.
We bring you business news after this. The Association of Ghana Industries has opened its first liaison office in China. The office was officially opened by the First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, is expected to boost Chinese investment in Ghana, especially towards the One District, One Factory program.
President of the AGI, James Asariaje, in his welcome address, noted that opening of the liaison office is part of the association's efforts to support Ghana's industrialization agenda. He, however, stated that though the facility will be managed by AGI, it will be open to all Ghanaian businesses, trade associations and state institutions. He noted that currently, the AGI, with government support, has arranged a $2 billion turnkey financial facility from the Chinese National Building Materials Company to support Ghanaian businesses that would operate under the One District, One Factory initiative. The chairperson of BRCIC, Zhang Lu, commended Ghana for being the first country to open a liaison office under the initiative and pledged to support the office to be successful. The First Lady, who is on an 8-day visit to China, encouraged the business community in Ghana to take advantage of the new office.
We are witnessing further testimony to the wonderful cooperation between Ghana and China. On behalf of my country, Ghana, I wish to thank the CPC Secretary and the districts of Lisang for this wonderful event. I also thank the Belt and Road Innovation Center for the office and preferential treatment accorded Ghana through the Association of Ghana Industries.
Let's go for our international news now. At least 53 civilians have been killed in Russian airstrikes in East Syrian village Al-Shafar. Syrian government forces continue to increase military pressure on the rebel-controlled area. The incident occurred in Deir al-Zur, one of the last provinces where Islamic State still holds territory. Russia had earlier confirmed that 6 long-range bombers had been carried out airstrikes in the area, but they said they hit militants and their strongholds. Hundreds of thousands of Syrians have been killed in the war since it began in March 2011, with millions of residents fleeing the country. Russia is a key ally of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in the country's long-running civil war in September 2015. Let's go for our weather update now. And that's all we have for you on GH Today News. My name is Sewa Mia. Many thanks for watching. We're back at 11:30 with more news. But don't forget, we're live on DSTV channel 361, GoTV 179, and always streaming on Facebook. GHToday and Beswa will bring you the rest of the show.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show. Last week of November, isn't it?
Of course. I mean, Friday is December 1,
yeah,
Farmers Day, which happens to be a holiday, a day where we celebrate the role of our farmers. So, yes. Hey, 4 days to wrap on the Thanksgiving month, the month of November. And yes, it's a Monday morning once again. We're back after that weekend. How was it for you? You want to share with us exactly how your weekend went? I think it was, for me, more of a family time. I don't know about you. King Kaf, what about you?
I went to my holy village of Achito in the Volta region.
I remember you mentioned. Yes. How did that even go?
It was great. I enjoyed it. The drive was cool, and I met a lot of family and friends, and you know, our chief was celebrating his 15th year on the stool. Yeah, so we went there and we had a good time. So, meaning I greet you, people of Achito, and it was good. I came back with abolo and stachipono. Stachipono is like baby biscuit to you. Okay, and what else did I come up with? Yeah, I had all kinds of interesting things I haven't eaten in a long time. Yakayake, amadechi, agbelika. No, that one didn't feature.
It didn't
but,
feature.
Bobitadi didn't feature, but the abolo featured.
Akpamumu featured.
Akpamumu didn't feature. It was abolo and amadechi.
Please tell our viewers who do not know what all of these things
abolo
are.
is basically made from corn. It's really nice.
Akpamumu.
Akpamumu is fresh fish. Abobitadi is it's a stew made from little small fishes, really nice. And then you have 1,000.
Yeah.
Bovilolo.
You had 1,000.
Oh yes.
You could have brought some to at least to me this morning.
I have some for you.
It's in your bag?
No, it's not in my bag.
At home?
It's in my fridge.
All right. Welcome once again. We're live on GH1 TV, channel 361, your DSTV channel. We're streaming live as well on our Facebook, page. My name is Beswa Haman, and this is GH Today. We're all over the world. So wherever you are that you're watching us, we want to say a very big thank you once again for dedicating this special, time. Sunday mornings are not easy to come by.
I nearly wore a dull shirt today, but I thought, look, man, if everybody hates Monday, not me, I'll wear a bright shirt.
I would have been surprised though, because then you stand here every time I talk about how that not you.
I wanted to wear it.
Blues do not affect.
I wanted it to match the mood of the majority, but I thought, no, let me stand out and wear my bright yellow.
Just be you.
That is it.
Yeah.
And so I chose this one.
And you're looking good in this. And
Thank
so who
you
you
very much. Oh, I'll come back to you on that.
You will?
Yes, I will.
All right. Well, this is a beautiful neck piece though from Pokia GH.
Okay, nice.
Yes, this is my own shirts. Yeah, my own pants, my own footwear. But of course, hair from Agatha K and Ashale Buche. So thank you, Agatha K. All right. Cuff, what do we have today? The shoes?
Feel them. Is it nude?